I'm going to talk a little bit about the aesthetics of typography, and what you're looking at here is not typography at all, it's a Zen garden. But if you look at this garden, which I think is beautiful, you see that the elements are very simple. It's gravel, it's lines, and it's rocks. It's not the individual elements that are creating the beauty, it's how these elements work together. It's the placement of the rocks, within this entire big composition. It's how the lines are moving through the garden that gives this thing its beauty and its appeal and its aesthetic quality. So when I look at a well-typeset page, I get the same kind of feeling I get when I look at a well-designed Zen garden. This page here is from 1724. It's written in French. I don't know what the content is, but we look at this, the margins, the white space, use of horizontal lines, and how the designer, excuse me, I got a cough. Okay, all right, I'm back. All right, how the designer put the blocks of text together. So he has basically one large block and two smaller blocks underneath. It's all just perfect. The point size of the type, the point size of the titles. This is just a very well designed thing of beauty in my opinion. And I think after you get into typography, if it really grabs you, you'll be able to look at pages like this and just appreciate it for just objects of beauty, not just something to read or not just like legible type, but just something that you can appreciate the aesthetics of where all these elements are placed and how they're placed. Typography covers a lot of territory, but one thing I'll keep saying over and over again, a phrase you'll hear me say over and over again, is type as image. So let me say it again, type as image. So this is Kurt Schwitter's, I believe this is in the 1920s, this is a magazine cover. Kurt Schwitter's was a very influential designer. And he's using type as image to create these elements of this composition. It's very effective and it works. Again, this isn't a language I cannot read, but I can appreciate how the lines, how the blocks of text, and how the letter forms and the colors of the letter forms, etc., are all working together to create this very unified, very wonderful composition. So using type as image, this is very good. This was Alvin Lustig, an American designer from the 1950s. This is a book cover, and I put this in this presentation because of the wonderful use of the dollar sign, which is a typographic character, right? The dollar sign is part of a typeface, and it fits the subject matter. The Great Gatsby, if you don't know, was about a very wealthy man in during the Prohibition era. So the dollar sign is appropriate. It's a very playful way to get the message across for this book cover. This is David Carson from the 1990s. Sometimes type can be jarring, disruptive, or make you feel a little bit uneasy, maybe make you work for it. In other words, you have to kind of work to read it. And for David Carson, this is an extremely legible composition here. He did some really off-the-wall stuff with his work. But the thing is like the type, how he's using the type, it's working with the imagery. And if you look at the individual lines of type, or just the letter forms, they have a lot of rich texture. They are images in and of themselves. Okay, so again, using type as image. And in all my classes, I keep coming back to this thing about graphic design being all about type, image, and message. And no, that's not my brilliant idea. I mean, other people have said it. I just really agree with it. Graphic design basically can be boiled down to type and image working together to deliver a message. And in my opinion, I think the big difference between fine art and graphic design is very much communication oriented. Graphic design very much the works of graphic design 99 times out of 100 have a distinct message that they're trying to send. So, and another thing, 99 times out of 100 graphic design has type in it. And yes, there's lots of wonderful graphic design that does not have typography. But if you look around, and if you look through any graphic design history book, overwhelmingly graphic design has some typography included in it. So type and image working together to create a message is what graphic design is all about, to me anyway. And if you don't have good typography in your design, you're not going to have a good design. So typography is crucial. Good typography is crucial to your design. And I'll pick up this presentation in the next video.